In this video, we're going to be going over Docusign and how OAs use it on a daily basis. So to start, each office is going to have their own designated Docusign account through their OA email. So to log in here, you're going to go to the login page, which should be saved as a bookmark, and then type in that OA email address, and you'll get to the password, which you can just enter there. If you do not have the password, you forget it, lose it, whatever it is, you can always reach out to OA support. We do have a spreadsheet with all of the office's login information, so we can give that to you. Likewise, if you have to change it for whatever reason, please let OA support know so we can update that password spreadsheet. All right, so this is going to be your home screen. Actions required is usually irrelevant. These are going to be DocuSigns that are sent to you needing signature. Pretty rare, like I said. So generally speaking, we have the waiting for others, which is DocuSigns we have sent. You're going to want to make sure that you're periodically checking this and making sure that we're getting our DocuSigns returned in a timely manner. If for some reason you have one that is outstanding for a prolonged amount of time, feel free to reach out to the designated signer or manager and remind them. There's also a reminder feature on DocuSign that you can send to their email that way if that's how you'd prefer to do that. And then completed. So these are going to be all of the DocuSigns that have been returned signed. If you need to look for a document that you can't find in your email, this is always going to be your next resource. So to start an envelope, we're going to hit Start drop down and then Send an envelope. And it will bring you to this screen here where we can add all of our documents. So I'm going to go Upload and then Browse. And then just add in, all the documents that you need signed for this specific property and hit Open. So we're going to want to make sure we organize these in order of what needs signature and what doesn't. So once we're in the DocuSign portion, we're going to be scrolling through each document. So the ones that do need signature, keep towards the front, and the ones that don't, you can move towards the back. And the reason being, if property condition does not need a signature and you leave it towards the back, once you kind of get to the section where none of those documents need signature, of course, having made sure by going through them, you can you don't need to go through hundreds of pages if not necessary. So I know the EIS is going to need a signature. I know there's going to be a purchase agreement and the executed contract that needs signature. So I'll leave those to the front. Property condition does not, so I'll leave that towards the back. And to move them, you simply can just drag. All right, and so now we're going to add in our designated signer here. So I'll use the office manager, Monica, for Cameron Park, and then it's going to be her name and her GoLion email here. And, make sure that this stays on needs signature. If you do need to add a recipient, say a agent sent you a non-TCEIS that they themselves forgot to sign. So you can add the agent here and have them sign it in the same DocuSign as well, as opposed to having to kick it back to them. If you needed someone to receive the DocuSign, say if your office has the process of CCing the TC on the DocuSign so they get listing paperwork immediately, you can do that by adding their name and email here, and then CC receives a copy. You as the OA will get all of these emails when it's sent, viewed, and completed to your OA email because it's coming, the DocuSign is being sent from that email. So once the recipient is taken care of, I'll come down here and fix the subject line. So I'm going to want to leave that first portion where it says DocuSign, and then you can just add in the address, agent's last name, and then whatever the item you're getting signed is. So if there are additional documents for a property that's in escrow, I'd put additional documents, new escrow, or new sale if it's a new sale, cancellation, whatever it is. And this allows the signer to immediately know what's being signed. Then it allows you to know what's being processed when it comes back. So if it's a new sale, you're going to need to process it like a new sale. If you ever have coverage in your office or your fellow OA is handling something you've sent out for signature, it keeps everybody on the same page. You can also just use this last name and immediately know where it needs to be filed under which agent folder without having to scour the documents for an agent's name. So once you've done that, we're going to hit Next. And this is where we can start dragging our signatures and initials. So the EIS here, starting from the top, or starting from the EIS, we're going to need to drag and drop these signatures. So if this wasn't really signed, I would just drag and date sign, drag and drop. If in the previous example we needed to add an additional signature here for an agent, you would just come to this little drop-down menu, and it will have all the recipients that you previously added here. So you would hit the agent or whatever it is, and this would all turn a different color, and you can drag and drop their signature and move back and forth as needed there. Since we're using an EIS, so we do need to add the agent number via text box. So come down here to text. You can drag it where you need it to sit. So next to the agent name in this example, and then just type in the agent number. And when it's completed, that text will be put there. All right, and then now from here, you would just kind of scroll and go through and find the documents that did need a manager or a designated signer initial. And remember, we're always going to want to do it on the last page of the document. So, if this is 2 pages, I would put it here on the second. If it was 10 pages, I'd put it there on that 10th page right here in that bottom right-hand corner. So if you are not familiar with what items need to be signed and which can be left without signature, please go to the OA manual, and you can find that through the file review department page for the update memos. You can also find it through the Google Drive and through Inside Lion. And those will tell you exactly which items need, manager initial before moving forward. Once I've added in all of my signatures and initials, you can just hit send here. It will send it to, all of the recipients, the signer, whoever you CC'd, and then also your OA inbox. The first 2 you receive are going to be, it's been sent and it's been viewed. You can delete those. We just need to make sure that we are processing and saving in the agent file the completed version with the documents that have come back signed. And that's how, an OA uses Docusign on a daily basis.